Hola amigos, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Emma and today I'm wanting to talk to you about my plans for Camp NaNoWriMo July 2024. So especially if you haven't been to my channel before, I am in my garden at the moment. Bear in mind that my two chocolate Labradors are by my feet down here. Honestly, anything can happen. They're called Hector and Paris. Paris in particular he's trouble, frankly. So you may see him kind of wandering around, coming in and out of bushes, but we just move on. It's fine. Professionalism, we love it. Anyway, Camp NaNoWriMo. So this is going to be my fourth camp, and the project that I'd planned for Camp NaNoWriMo in April is actually what I'm going to be working on. And it's, yeah, I don't know why I do these things to myself. A little bit of background. My first camp was last April, and for that camp, I decided that I was going to write the first draft of my first ever non-fiction book completely on my phone, which I did, and it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Obviously there were problems, but because it was non-fiction, it was easier because it didn't have to have speech marks and everything in it, and it was only a first draft. And that book was a guide to Twitter, or X as it's now known, and that is available as both ebook and paperback from Amazon. So that was kind of one crazy challenge that I set myself. The other two NaNoWriMos, which I've done, were more, I don't want to use the word mundane, usual. There we go. It was kind of, working on a manuscript. But for this camp, I have decided that for that month, I am going to write and publish an entire book. So I am going to be writing another non-fiction book. So this will be the third book in my non-fiction series for authors, and it is going to be all about author branding and how you should be doing it, what exactly it is, kind of tips and tricks, all that kind of stuff, especially for people who they want to write and they don't want to spend their lives thinking about author branding and marketing and everything. So I'm hoping that this guide will really help you to just kind of get things set up so it's nice and easy, and you can do the marketing that we all need to do as easily as possible, and then get on with the all-important business of writing. So the rules of this challenge. So like I say, in a month I'm going to write and publish a book. So I am going to draft the book. I am doing my absolute best not to think about the book at all. To be honest, I've got a lot of work on at the moment anyway, so this isn't actually that difficult. I'm definitely not making any notes or really planning anything at all. On the 1st of next month, I am just going to be hitting the ground running. So yeah, drafting, writing, editing. Obviously, I will then need to format the book. I will need to organize the cover and make sure that it is all ready and uploaded. And the idea is that it will be ready to go. It will be available to buy from Amazon by the last day of the month. So yeah. Writing it, I don't actually think will be that much of a problem, because it's not going to be anywhere near as long as any of my fiction books. When I am writing my non-fiction, my absolute pet peeve is like self-help books and things like that, which could be told in a quarter of the time. Yeah, it is a waste of my time to have to trawl through a load of stuff to get the information I want. So with my non-fiction books, you won't find any kind of padding or anything like that. It is everything that you need to know that I can pass on about that subject, and that's what this is going to be as well. So it is not going to be a long book. So that'll be fine. Editing it will also be absolutely fine. I am a freelance developmental editor, and while I don't edit my own fiction books anymore, non-fiction should be absolutely fine. And I also have some beta readers who will give me some feedback and everything, which will be really, really helpful. So that's where I think the problems are going to be, though. it's the things that take a bit of time that are a little bit out of my control. So yeah, getting people to read it and give feedback. Obviously, although it's not a long manuscript, I can't expect people to work at the same speed that I would, because it's not going to be their priority. Hello, Paris. So yeah, I guess all I can do about that is make sure that the people that I choose are definitely going to be available, and that they know like the time limits on this. Similarly, formatting. My friend Angie does formatting for me, so I need to make sure that he is free for that. Cover design, I don't envisage being a huge problem, and that's one of the things that I will do while kind of beta reading is going on. So yeah, I'll do cover design, and then I will make like social media assets and things like that, so that I can start promoting the book. So that should be okay. And then the only other thing is if there's a problem with uploading it to Amazon at the end. So I want to make sure that I've given myself enough time for if there is a problem with the manuscript. I am really not the greatest when it comes to technical stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm most worried about things going wrong, I think. But thankfully, I have friends who are very, very good at that kind of thing. So hopefully they will be available to help me if it all goes horribly wrong. So yeah, I do have some other things going on next month as well, which will obviously eat into this time. So I'm just going to have to be very unlike myself and be very, very organized. Yeah, I think the key to success will be that strong start and getting the outline done quickly, first draft, and all those revisions. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it, actually. It is going to be a challenge, but I do like writing the non-fiction books, and I was disappointed that I wasn't able to do this challenge in April because I just had other work. Which brings me actually to the last problem that could befall me, is that I do have a book coming out in July. I've also got a book coming out kind of end of October, November time. So I may very well be sent the first lot of edits for that from my publisher. My contemporary romance books that I write are traditionally published, so I have to work within my publisher's kind of timelines with those. I'm also, as I said before, a freelance developmental editor, so if I get a load of editing jobs come in, that could also be a little bit of a problem. So like, fingers crossed, if you like. I love the editing jobs. I really, really love working with authors on their manuscripts. I get a huge amount out of it, but kind of fingers crossed that not too many people need me during that month, I guess. Of course, if I do run into problems, the first thing I'll be reaching for is my guide to winning NaNoWriMo, Write, Eat, Sleep, Repeat, which I wrote last year. It is a little guide full of tips and tricks from me and from other writers as well, which will hopefully help you to find success in NaNoWriMo and in Camp NaNoWriMo. There really is a huge amount of information like crammed into this little book. So do make sure that you get your copy as either an ebook or a paperback, which is my preferred option. I'm not an ebook girl. I like to, especially with nonfiction, I really like to be able to kind of make notes and mark things that I want to remember. So yeah, add that to your things to do before camp starts. Make sure that you buy a copy of that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you found it interesting, and if you are taking part in Camp NaNoWriMo, firstly, let me know what your plans are down in the comments below, but also maybe come and find me on the NaNoWriMo website. I'm on there, and it would be really great to be friends and to stay accountable. If you have enjoyed this video, please boop that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you get more updates on my progress during next month. There will be plenty of writing vlogs coming your way, and we always have a lot of fun on this channel, so make sure that you don't miss out on that, and I will catch you in the next one.